see you're a realtor, broker, and owner of High Ridge Realty. I am looking forward to learn more about your work and everything you have been doing. But how did you get into real estate?
Um, so funny story. I was not really funny. My daughter, she was going to Primrose, and for like 6 weeks, a little boy kept going back to his parents saying he was going to marry my daughter, and we had no idea. And so one day, my daughter and I went out to dinner because my husband had travel plans for work, and we ran into the family, and all I could hear is, "Oh, that's Leah. Oh, that's Leah's mom." And so, of course, I turn around like, "Who's calling us?" And it was them. And it was just the cutest thing. He was so shy around her, but we instantly became family friends. And it turns out that his father did real estate. And I was working at a hospital, and I didn't uh, really. When I was before this last job at the hospital, I was working in a corporate building. And so here in Colorado, I had to work inside of a hospital, which was a little different. And it takes a certain personality to be able to handle basically the circle of life. And I was in supply chain, so I didn't really provide the care, but I felt somewhat responsible because I had to purchase all of the product to make sure that their care was, done with the proper tools. So when the patients would die, I would feel it. And so part of being in leadership, we'd have those meetings in the morning, and it started weighing on me. And so my former employing broker, he convinced me to try real estate for a bit, and ended up being my calling. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is really what I should have been doing the entire time.
Well, that must be sad. You mean like you get to know these patients and then they just
Yeah, well,
gone?
it's a long-term acute hospital, so they were people that were too sick to stay home, but not sick enough for hospice. So it's, of course, several of them did heal and go home and were able to continue care at home. But there were a couple that they were really sick, and I had to be in charge of the rental equipment as well. So certain patients required different types of machines, and so I had to go in and make sure that they were installed and too they were working well. And so of course you would see the
Yeah.
person, and now they're a human, not just a number in a room. So it was
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see how that can really get into you and start it to bother you. Even with me, that sometimes I don't even know the person, just knowing that, oh, that person passed away. That's sad.
Yeah.
It's just sad. We are human, I guess. We can feel it.
Absolutely. Yes. Empathy is like one of my greatest characteristics. So, yeah, I feel everybody's pain and happiness and joy. And so, yeah, when I'm in an environment like that, that's a lot of pressure to stay happy. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So now, can you tell us about High Range Realty and the services it offers?
Yeah. So, High Ridge Realty, so when I got my real estate license, you have to hang your license in the state of Colorado for 2 years with an employing broker. And it so happened COVID happened. And I was scared, like, who knew what was going to happen with COVID? And so I decided to take my employing broker's license, and received it in of July of 2020, and decided to go on my own. So I live in Morrison, behind like the high ridges, like the hogback. And so we're in the foothills. And I don't know, High Ridge just popped into my mind. I'm like, I think I like High Ridge Realty. So I created that, and yeah, 2 years in, I have 8 currently agents working with me. We do residential, mountain homes, land, uh, basically everything that has to deal with residential purchasing. So we have dabbled a little bit in commercial, but it's a different animal. But yeah, our stronghold is in residential. So first time home buyers, our VA loan people, so military, ex-military, our first responders, those really take hold of our hearts. And we do what we can to find them a house or sell their house at the best and highest value.
Wow. So you do both buyer and seller.
Mm-hmm. And we actually also do property management.
Cool. Can you tell
So,
what when you say a property management, are we talking about they buy the property and then you manage it for them to rent it out?
yep. So our niche right now is for homeowners that don't live in the States, but they don't want to sell their house. We manage their property. We find them their tenants. We go in and ensure that the tenants that said they were going to be living there are actually living there, that we don't have any extra adults in the property. We do, site visits, and we just ensure that the very expensive asset, which is a house, is being maintained so that if and when they want to come back, it's still in the same condition, or if they want to sell it, it's still in perfectly good condition to sell.
So you also offering the maintenance behind it. Let's say, for
Mhm.
example, something the fridge stopped working or the bathroom is the water, something happened. So you guys are the one who come and fix that up.
So if things require a license, we do have to hire contractors, but we're basically the middleman. The homeowner still pays for their, repairs, especially if they're high dollar. If it's under $500, and the brokerage pays for it, and then we just take it out of the management fees at the end of the month. But we try to make it as easy as possible for our clients. We don't want them to feel stressed out. We've paid for, the lawn maintenance, and right now we're actually getting all of the sprinkler systems blown out so that when it starts snowing, nothing freezes and
That's
breaks.
true.
Yeah, and so we do things like that, and yeah, our homeowners seem to really appreciate everything we do for them. So it all falls into the whole real estate realm. Like, we're there to help people maintain their investments and or increase the value of their homes. Yeah.
But right now you are only focusing only on the state of Colorado, right?
Yes. I only have a license in the state of Colorado. So.
So with everything that's just happening, COVID, how would you say right now the real estate business? Is it high for buyers, low for sellers? How does it working right now?
It's wow, it is a roller coaster for sure. So we have the past 2 years we've had a huge sellers market. Um, Colorado feels like the new California. Everybody wants to move here. It's just a gorgeous state. Um, you have your mountains, you have your lakes, the weather is
True.
gorgeous, and it's a really easy sell for people to want to come and live here. Um, so it was a huge seller's market. The property values increased greatly because people were going a little crazy with the bidding wars. Our $300,000 homes are now, four or $500,000, and it hurts, right?
Yes.
But as COVID has now not been as prominent as it was the past 2 years. And our rates have been increasing greatly. It now has become a buyer's market. So we are seeing the decreases. Just the other day, I was talking to a client friend of mine, and I told them that, yeah, I was seeing the ten to $20,000 decreases. Now they're going down to $50,000, $70,000 on the decreases because sellers need to sell, and buyers are so afraid of purchasing. And most of them have, with the rates, they just don't qualify anymore. So it's quite
Wow.
challenging. Yeah.
But let's say, for example,
Mhm.
you have someone for, especially first-time buyers, and
Mhm.
sometimes they don't know the process, they don't have the credit and all these things. Do you help them through? Let's say they come to you, they don't even have the credit, or do you help them through all this process as well to make sure that they
Mhm.
can get a home?
Yeah, we partner with mortgage people. So I'm not the money person. I help people find their dream home. Dream home. The mortgage lender, broker, they are the ones who pull the credit. A lot of them do have credit repair. Or credit assistance. So let's say a first time home buyer, they don't have any credit. They tell them, okay, go get a Discover card or go buy a car or something to show that they can make the payments. Um, or if they do have a high debt to income, then they say, okay, these department store credit cards, you may want to close those, pay off this credit card, do this, do that, just depending on what they need. Um, Once we get the magic numbers, what I like to call it, because it sounds great. It sounds better than, just saying what's your price range. Then we can decide what is the best fit. A lot of first time home buyers, they are priced out of the single family homes, or if they do find something that's within that price range, then it may not be in the neighborhood that they want to be in. So we start exploring condos or townhomes. And I mean, Denver is so diverse with the types of properties that they have that it's really easy to mm, accommodate their needs. And it's first time home buyers. This isn't their forever home. It's their first home. It's their first chapter. And so, with on average, for the past few years, with the exception of COVID, the normal increase is 6 to 7% of a home. So even if they do buy a condo, they're still gaining equity
Yeah.
versus continuing to rent until they can save more money or get that better job. They're just paying somebody else's mortgage. Getting a condo or a townhome, they get that equity, and then they can get that that single family home that allows them to continue building their wealth.
Exactly, I agree.
Mm.
So I know that me, when I was young, I moved
You
from
still are
apartment to
young.
apartment.
Yeah.
So I moved a lot from one apartment to another apartment. That new apartment come out with the first, oh my God, this is beautiful. I have to live in that apartment. And don't get me wrong, probably that was the worst mistake I made in my life. But would you advise the young, I mean, like in your late 20s, to actually, it's better to purchase something like a condominium better than go ahead and then keep on renting?
Yes. If they can find something, then yes, I highly recommend that they buy something. Even if it's just a 700 square foot, one bath, one bedroom home, it's still gaining equity. You can lease it after you're done, or you can sell it and use that money to purchase a bigger home. So renting is just, it's like leasing a car. You don't
Yeah.
gain anything. You use it and it's great and it's, nice. But there's no reward at the end really. It's just you consumed it. So now you have to move on.
Yes. It's another
Mhm.
way of wasting money just to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and that's okay. A lot of people do have to do that and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just if there is a way to be able to increase your net worth, why not?
Exactly.
Hmm.
I agree with you on that. So, what is your favorite part of working in real estate and the biggest challenge that you face till now?
Well, um, so the biggest challenge right now is the markets. It's talking to people and letting them know that rates change. Nobody has control over them. We had no idea that they would be at 2.5% a year ago. Like that was crazy. Now we're closer to 7 and it might go higher than that. We don't know. But I mean, the variance is there and it is scary, but it's also you're not wasting your money like we said previously. And a lot of people they're just scared. They just don't understand um, how that works and what the end value would actually be for them. And so those conversations are a little hard. Money is very emotional. So when you start talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, people are like, whoa, 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 hold on. Nope, over my head. I just can't handle it. Or they have this mindset that they're like, nope, I know exactly what I need, which is great. But it's like, well, I think, there may be other options. So they're interesting conversations that I've had to have. And some are very challenging. And I love what I do. And even though those conversations are a little challenging, like it doesn't feel like a job for me. So it's like talking about your hobby, talking about like things that you like. And so it opens up the conversation to meet new people as well. So that's what I love about this. I'm a people person. I'm a social butterfly. So I love to meet people and talk to them one-on-one. And now if you get me in front of a room where I have to public speak, no, I freeze up. I can't do that.
Oh, this is so funny. Well, I'll get back to you. I'm a people person, but not that much, really. One-on-one is better for me right now.
Yes, exactly. So you kind of need to recharge. I'm a trained extrovert. Yeah, extrovert. Yes. I'm mainly an introvert. When I tell people that, they don't believe me. I'm like, I really am. Like when I get home from a full day, like I just want a glass of wine and just stare at the TV and not think about anything. That's how I recharge.
It's time for you to recharge your body. You know what? We all need it. Some of us do it in different ways. Some people just cook, or some people just go walk in the garden. Some people go for a run. Some people, I don't know, they just talk on the phone with the friends. So it's all the same, just in different way. We're trying to recharge ourselves because it's been a long day.
Exactly.
So now, I know that you are also a digital person. So in social media plays a big role in buying and selling homes. So how do you use it for your business?
Any way I can. Any way I can, with stills, with videos. I think it is healthy to be able to laugh at yourself. So I'm constantly doing things that I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just posted that on Facebook. But it is what it is. And it's not always about real estate. It's about life, right? Next chapters. So I try to mix it up so that people don't feel that I'm selling to them, because I'm really not. I'm just trying to educate. And I wouldn't want to be sold to. So why would I do that to other people? But yeah, Facebook and Instagram. I've been dabbling with TikTok, but I don't know about that
one. don't tell me about that one, because I don't know it. I didn't even know it was exist at all.
Oh, really?
So yeah, when people start talking about TikTok, my staff keep telling me TikTok. I'm like, TikTok? What's that exactly? Oh, you need to be on TikTok. I'm like, I need to be where?
Yeah.
What? What exactly is that?
Yeah.
I'm like, so how do I see the videos of people? Oh, well, you need to create an account. I'm like, that's too much work.
Yeah. It's but there's so many ways that people communicate via social media, and I find that there are different age groups for each one.
Yes.
So I have agents that are fairly young, and they love the TikTok, and I look at their videos. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. But I feel too old to do. I grew up in the Facebook world.
Seriously, you look like you're 28, 25, 26.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Let's go in the middle of the 26. I think 26 is a good number.
Yeah, it's the camera. It's no, I'm 43.
Can you please tell me where did you buy that camera so I can go buy it? Maybe I can look like I'm 5.
Right? You look really young. It's just my MacBook.
Well, what can we say? We love Mac. We just love Apple products. Me too. Big fan.
Yeah. Yes, I had to buy the new phone. I was like, It's awesome.
Yes, it is. So with I know that you have agents. Do you focus more on the young agents, or so how exactly do you choose the people you work with?
Yeah. So I'm a boutique firm. So I'm not a Remax or Keller Williams or any of those big name Caldwell Banker. I can't I can't compete with them. They have the branding, they have the schooling, the recruiting. They know how to do that. Like I said, I'm a boutique firm, so I take on the people that don't like the corporate feel, and those bigger brokerages do that. They have the corporate feel, and a lot of my agents, all of them actually, were recommended by a friend or family member or a former coworker, and so it's we're more of a tight knit community because we all are attached in one shape or another.
Yeah.
And I do have some seasoned agents, and I have agents that they just got their license and they're still trying to figure out how to market themselves. And so we have impromptu lunch meetings or dinners, or I have an open house and I invite them. And so it's very laid back type of training. My people are they have high initiative and they push themselves to do better. So those are the type of people that I have currently working with me. I am also working on getting a robust recruiting program. So with my dorky self, I'm creating videos, how to's, and just the frequently asked questions that I'm currently experiencing with the not the tenants, the agents that I have now, and that way they can hit the ground running without having to wait for me. So yeah, hopefully by December of this year, if not first quarter next year, it'll be complete, and then I can grow my empire. I'm excited about that.
Yes, and I think that that's the way you have it too is the best, because it's good to feel like you're part of something, you belong to something. And I think for me, working in the corporate world, I love my job, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you feel left out because
Yeah,
it's focused more into the company, but not the people, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
what you are doing, it's more important because it's about not just the client, not just the company, but also your staff members, the people that's working with you, and
yeah,
you care about them. That's the reason why you're creating program. That's the reason why you meet with them for dinner. That's the reason why you do the type of things that you are doing,
yeah,
because you care. So it's more valuable. It's a lot more. How do I say human? It's a lot more like you doing something that's other people care about. It's not like just you just did that job. You did it. You spend like your entire night working on it, and then we give it to your boss like put it on my table. Okay then. Okay.
yeah. Have a
Well, I
high
guess.
five.
Yeah, well, I guess I didn't work on it all night long because I look sleepy. I guess you
Yeah,
don't care about that. So it's those things, right? But compared as us, when we create something that it's not as huge but it's small, but it's make a bigger impact in the
exactly.
people that's involved on it. And I think for me that's more valuable than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree. Like it's the high ridge way. It's the way we do things in my company.
Thanks.
So
I
yeah,
love it. It's the high rich way. I love it. I think I need to use that.
yes, you absolutely can.
So with the market right now, it's very competitive, out there. Is there a specific approach you use to get clients or retain their interest in your services?
Is there a specific? I'm sorry. What was that?
Is it like what's in another word? What set you apart from everyone else?
Oh, oh. Um. Yeah. Well, that I treat people like people. Like it's very easy to fall into the, oh, I don't want to ask an agent a question because then they're going to throw a contract in my face and I'm going to have to use them. Like, that's not the way I work. I want to educate. I want to tell people how things go. Like, a lot of people don't know you have to talk to a lender before you can even hire a real estate agent. Because what's the point of showing you a home that you may not qualify for? And it's so heartbreaking, right? I don't like telling people, sorry, we were at this neighborhood. Now we have to be at this neighborhood. And it's,
God.
it sucks, right? Like taking a kid to the candy store and no, 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 we have to only get one piece of candy. And yeah, it's just people, since I treat them like humans, like they know my heart's in the right place. And they just start trusting me sooner. I mean,
True.
the golden rule for people to use somebody, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, is they have to, one, know you, they have to like you, and the big thing is they have to trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to use you. And so, yeah, I try to be a resource as much as I can. And a lot of times they like, oh, I have my favorite realtor, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, great, that's awesome. But I still answer their questions. They still ask me. So I'm like, okay. And yeah, and so they may not use me, but I've had several people, even though they have their favorite real estate agent, they will recommend me to somebody else in their sphere. And so it's not about the money, it's about the relationship. And I think that's what sets me apart from everybody else.
That right there.
Yeah.
Yes. So, according to you, what are the qualities that make an effective real estate professional?
What are the qualities? Okay, you have to fake being an extrovert. If you're not an extrovert, you have to make yourself approachable. You have to go network. If people don't know you, they don't know to use you. Just because you have a license, they're not just going to go internet. Who has a license near me? And then they're going to knock on your door. That's not going to happen. You be a part of the community and just meet and talk to as many people as you can. You, of course, need to go through all the training. So
Sure.
I'm constantly taking extra CE courses. So I have my certified mountain area specialist certification. I'm also part of the luxury home marketing group, and I'm constantly taking classes on land. Land is very, very difficult. There's a lot of things that can go wrong and have gone wrong and have not been disclosed that is detrimental to the buyer. There was one story that a friend of a friend, he bought some land with another friend, and they thought you could partition the lot, and you can't. And their agent didn't tell them that, or didn't even bother to pose that question. And so that those things that are they can be a very, very bad thing to happen in a transaction.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So I do a lot of training just to stay on top of things. And sometimes I retake courses if I didn't understand it the first time, or if I feel like it was so much information, I want to absorb it more, I take it again.
You keep, in another way, you keep on educating yourself to stay with the
Mm-hmm.
market.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, I love that. So I think that being a realtor, you educate people, you are
Mm-hmm.
lovable. Oh, like I was watching that show when the guy said, "Am I lovable? Am I likable?" So you don't have to ask yourself that because you're already that by heart. So I think that's you put people first, and I think that's what's matter. People first, and then I don't like when I'm talking to robot. I feel like I am
Right?
not going to do business with you.
Yeah.
You've been trained to be a bot.
Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, it's a numbers game, right? If you call X amount of people, maybe 10%, which would be a good number, you
Yes.
actually get, and that's fine. But you have to put in the efforts. And I don't like cold calling. I can't. Would you like to buy or sell your house? Like, ew. Oh, no.
Oh, sure. How much are you giving me for it?
Right? Like, yeah, no, I just, that's not my personality. That's not who I am. There are a ton of other agents that's how they shine, and they get their clients that way. I do the
But
more organic
you,
approach.
yes, you stay you by being you, and you'll just. I think that's the best way or the organic way because when you're being fake, eventually people will
Oh yeah, yeah.
they'll figure it out
Oh yeah.
eventually.
Oh, absolutely. The one and done. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I think just being you is enough. So
Mhm.
what advice would you have for women that want to be a realtor just like you?
Okay. Educate yourself. Yeah. And then, empathy is a big deal. You have to put yourself in the other people's shoes. You may know everything. I don't think I know everything. So that's why I keep going and back to classes and making sure that I learn as much as I can. And yeah, just put yourself in the other people's shoes and make sure that you're treating them the way you would want to be treated if you were in that situation. So the new agents, like they require a lot of attention.
Yes.
And yeah, it's brand new. It's scary. You're talking to people. You're talking about something that's very emotional, which is money, and so it's intimidating. So you have to have patience and empathy. That's basically what I can say. Yeah.
Educate yourself, have patience and empathy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be available.
Yeah.
Answer questions.
Yes, exactly. Care about the people.
People. Yeah, exactly.
So before I let you go, anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, I think this was a great conversation. You made it so natural.
Well, we're not bots. We're just human. We're just having we're just two women, two business women having a conversation. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I've had some. I'm like, oh God. Headlights. What do I say now? Yeah. No, this was very nice. It was so lovely talking to you.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn about you and also about your company, what you are doing. And I think that when we start a business as women and we put the people first, there's no way we can fail because we
Yeah.
have the people at heart. So
Yeah.
I think what you are doing is awesome. And
Thank you.
don't give up and keep helping these agents because they need the help.
Oh,
The
yeah.
corporate world is not for everybody. And I know it wasn't for me. That's why we are sitting here.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's not for everybody. It is for some people.
Yeah, it is for some people, just not for us.
No. We love to wear many hats. So
Thank you so much, Nancy.
no worries. Thank you. It was very nice meeting you.